Good morning.
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 What is this? This is our show about football. It can't be just us. There has to be other people who get up at God knows when and want to talk about the games today. The 11 o'clock stuff is awesome, but a lot of that stuff I can't act on. It's 11:30. I'm running around. I'm getting my taco dip made. I need this information at 8 o'clock. All we're going to do, well, let's begin at the beginning. The genesis of this Sunday morning live stream is really the same thing as the birth of our podcast, Patriot Sports Radio. It's just, we've had this text thread about football that starts on Sunday mornings at about 6 a.m. And producer Chris was smart enough to say, hey, this stuff is so brilliant, we should record it, obviously. So this is essentially just going to be an audio version of that. Us talking about the games that are coming up, the injury reports, fantasy lineups, bets, whatever the hell you want to talk about. Eventually, I figure, after a few weeks, we'll have a dozen, couple thousand people in here who, it's like appointment television at that point, and then we can talk about whatever people want to talk about. But basically, this morning is just putting a marker down to establish the fact that we're going to be doing this every Sunday morning at about 7 o'clock Central Standard. I tried to start this an hour ago, but it turns out there's a dozen things that needed to be done first. Chris was like, do you have the stream keys? I said, what are those? And 45 minutes later, here we are up and running. Yeah, so Angela's here. I'm glad we brought the girl on. The girl is awake. Chris is awake, obviously. I don't know about Coach and John. They probably had a long night. Maybe they want to get rested up. But it's going to be whoever wants to stop by. We'll invite people from other shows. Not everybody's up at 7. It's 5 o'clock in California right now. But the hardcore people, the gamblers, the football fans, they're awake. And we're here for you. That's who we're thinking about. The people who wake up to piss at 5 a.m. and can't go back to bed because there's football in 7 hours. That's what
That's
this. Angela, how are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm stoked about football. I am getting ready to cheer my Vikings on, and I have my braids in tow, my Viking braids, and my. I do have to work a little bit today, but I'm gonna catch most of the game, so that's what's important to me. I'll miss some stuff, but you can't win them all. Whatever, it's fine.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm gonna be actually trying to gather information for my fantasy team too. So that's something I'm not used to doing, and so I'll be looking for resources and info all day long or all morning long.
Oh, yes. You took Adam Thielen in the second round of our fantasy football league. Chris and I took him in the Trenches League, so we're hoping that he's
He's
actually the old
amazing.
Adam Thielen.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we're all hoping for that this year. That would be awesome. We'll just have to see. I mean, I don't know. I'm not excited about my quarterback either, even so I'm supposed to be as per everybody who's out there, but I know who he is. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to embrace the idea that he might be
Um,
amazing when I've seen it all. So we'll see. Yeah.
the Vikings look healthy. Alexander Madison did not participate in practice. That makes me want
Right.
to bet on some Ty Chandler props. I wonder if I can even find a Ty Chandler prop. Maybe a first touchdown? That might be fun. The Packers, on the other hand, are going to be without Alan Lazard, David Bakhtiari, and Elton Jenkins. So that's a problem. Chris, did you know that David Bakhtiari is not going to play? Neither is Elton
Yeah.
Jenkins. I thought they were practicing. It says
No,
here on the NFL Network site they're questionable. But then
that's
I
exciting,
see,
right? Because we have so much money wrapped up in the back. I'm excited that he's going to start on the bench. It's pretty par for the
yeah, it's
fucking
pretty
course.
cool. It's pretty cool. It's
You
like
guys pick him in your other league or what?
every time we
No,
pay a
he's their
guy.
starting left tackle for the Packers. Kind of need him. We paid him like $777 billion
Right. So
to
this
sit
is
So
on
where
the
I
he's
was
bench.
talking to Eric about
he's played
separating fantasy from the real world, like you cheering for your real world fan, like your what your heart wants and then there's also what your fantasy team wants. So that's why I was wondering if you guys picked him in the trenches league or if this is just you
He's
pulling
an
at your
offensive
heartstrings as a
lineman,
Panther
so
fan. Yeah.
It's an interesting dichotomy, but not having David Bakhtiari would be bad for our passing game weapons like Lazard, but Lazard's not going to play anyway. Boy, it might fall on Romeo Doubs to save the day today.
and
I would
Sammy
love
Watkins.
nothing more. This is a perfect Sammy Watkins 3 touchdown game. Absolutely, because he's really the only option, and it's week 1. This is the only time he shows up. I like that. I like some Sammy Watkins multi-touchdown stuff. That sounds fun. What about this Steelers Browns game? That's going to be fun. The only problems I don't see any significant injuries. Everybody practiced. You got Trent Taylor limited with a hamstring. That's not significant. What's the weather? I think it's going to rain out there in Cincinnati. Yeah, 80 to 90% chance of rain with temperatures in the mid 70s, but no wind. So you're good there. Classic AFC North battle. And now it's going to be raining most likely. How do you not take Pittsburgh in the points there? I think what a brilliant pick by Will
I
and
was
I
gonna say we
yesterday.
did.
What a masterful job we did there. Uh, Jags Commanders. You got Foley Fatakusi? Fataku? Fatukasi, defensive tackle. A defensive tackle named Fatakusi. That's awesome. We need to get that guy. Logan Thomas, limited with a knee, but you're not counting on Logan Thomas to do anything. If you are, then you're already in big trouble in week 1. Let's see. That is in DC. So there would be a weather situation. See, the first time I did this, I was looking at a different site. I'm like, what the fuck? They don't have any of the weather. But then I realized there's, 5 games in domes today. So there's not going to be 15 weather projections or whatever. Temperatures mid 70s, 55% chance of rain. No wind. So nothing holding those potent offenses back down there in DC. It should be all systems go for Trevor Lawrence and Carson Wentz. Oof. That's rough. The Jags are going to win some games this year, though. They got an easy schedule. I think Trevor Lawrence might be good. You would never know with Urban Meyer. He's not gonna bring out the best in people. He's calling them pieces of shit. Browns Panthers. Jake Conklin tackle, limited with a knee. Chris Hubbard tackle, full participation with an elbow injury. So maybe some issues on the offensive line there for the Browns, but probably not. I saw the hype video Nick Chubb made, and I'm pretty excited about his potential. He was going pretty late in fantasy drafts. I think he was a great value there. Look at this. Here's something you don't see every day. Christian McCaffrey, full participation in practice. He's going to take the field 100% today. Chris, if McCaffrey has 38 fantasy points today, are we going to be mad that we didn't take him? He's played 10 games in the last 2 years. That's a crazy chance to take with your first pick. You are muted.
I think we were really in agreement on Taylor there. I think Taylor's the right pick there. It's the safe pick. It's the dad pick. It is
Yeah.
it's the Chevy Silverado 1500, 10 years old, under 100,000.
Yep. That's what that was.
Christian McCaffrey is but dad, but for the same price, I can get a BMW. But son, it's 40 years old and it's got 600,000 miles on it. But it's a BMW, dad. I'm telling you, just go with the Chevy. And
I
so
was
we went
gonna
with the Chevy. That's kind of how I looked at it.
That's what I was gonna say. I was in that exact position. My daddy was giving me $2,000 to buy a car, and he suggested I buy this Honda Civic, and I said, but I can get this
That's a
BMW
great
3.
suggestion, Dad.
But
The
I said I
Honda
can get
Civic
this.
is always a great suggestion.
It is.
All the gas mileage, right?
What did
But
you
I
get,
said
Eric?
I got a BMW 328i, and I blew the head gasket in like a month, and I had to total it.
Yes. And that's going to be CMC's. I mean, I don't want to project injury on anybody, but there's a good chance that if I got 2-1 on a CMC injury before week 10, I'd probably bet it. Before week 5, I might bet it. So
Yep. I had to watch a flatbed come pick that car up because I couldn't afford to fix it. I spent all my money on the flash, and I had no
And your
production.
dad, yeah, your dad probably wanted to take a picture of you watching
Oh,
your car being towed away and put it on a poster to hang in your bedroom.
that was one of the bigger I told you so's of my life. He had to have loved. Now, as a dad of a 12-year-old, I understand how much he had to have enjoyed that. Even though he was out the money, and when your parents borrow you money, you kind of have to pay it back, but not. I think I paid half of it back, and then I got the old forget about it. Saints Falcons. Dwayne Washington, Traquan Smith shoulder didn't practice, not gonna play. Tyrann Mathieu illness did not practice, questionable. Michael Thomas hamstring limited in practice. They say he's gonna play. The last time he caught a ball in a game that mattered, nobody had COVID-19. So I'll believe that shit when I see it. The Falcons, Drake London, they say he's going to play limited participation with a knee. I don't know if they drafted him with that knee injury or if it happened in camp, but I know it's been around for a minute. Weather report, I'm going to assume, is 90% chance of deafness with mild alcohol. 49ers, Bears. Some dude named Daniel Brunskill, a guard, did not practice. He's not going to play. Other than that, the 49ers are healthy, which you don't often see. 49ers and Christian McCaffrey healthy in the same week. It has to be week 1. Bears, Velus Jones, this wide receiver I keep hearing about, he's not going to play. Doubtful. I think if it's doubtful, there's a 1% chance. That's what Dr. Charles said. Patriots. Dolphins. It's going to be hot as fuck. Dolphins are going to wear the light jerseys, make the Patriots wear the dark ones. The Patriots have listed everybody as a limited participant and questionable. It means nothing. I would like to know how healthy Ty Montgomery is, though, because it could be Belichick is going to do some sneaky shit with him. To sign a 29-year-old pass-catching running back as James White retires, that could be a one-for-one switch situation there. Ty
Belichick
Montgomery,
sneaky is like his thing, right?
yeah,
Like if there's anything we can count on, it's him being sneaky.
he's going to do the thing that you don't expect him to do. Yeah, he's going to
sneaky
find a
with a
rule.
smirk.
Right.
He's going to find a rule about the clock or something and use it against you. First touchdown. Ty Montgomery 30-1. I put $2 on that to win 60 because I think there is a small chance all of a sudden you see Ty Montgomery come in on the goal line package. Chase Edmonds, full participant in practice. That's wild. The Dolphins, they must really have a fountain of youth down there because all of a sudden everybody's a full participant or limited and questionable. But they still got Salvin Ahmed down there. How many fucking running backs do they have in Miami? They got Mostert, they got Miles Gaskin, they got Salvin Ahmed, and they got Chase Edmonds. That's 4 at least. Plus you got Alex Engold, the fullback. I kind of like that. If the fans weren't so, fins up about everything, I would almost have to be a Dolphins fan. The Ravens at the Jets. What do we got? Marcus Peters not injury related, resting player knee. Didn't practice. They went out of their way to let us know just resting. Methinks the Ravens doth protest too much. Boy, that worked on multiple levels, didn't it? Because of the Edgar Allan Poe thing.
Right. Which I caught. We all caught in the
Nice.
last
Nice.
podcast episode. That was brilliant.
J.K.
Brilliant.
Dobbins, knee limited. He's not going to play. Lamar Jackson said at the podium a few days ago that he hopes they get Dobbins back in the next couple weeks. So don't count on that. Travis Jones, Ronnie Staley also doubtful.
I have
Jet.
Dobbins, so you know.
Jets.
There's
Zach
that.
Wilson out with a knee. The tackle Dwayne Brown, there's your significant loss. And George Fant. Questionable, but he did fully participate. But Dwayne Brown didn't practice, not going to play with a shoulder injury. So old Joe Flacco's left side is going to be a little bit exposed. Let's see if we got any weather out there in New York. Is it still the Meadowlands? Baltimore Ravens and New York Jets. It will be a nice day for Joe Flacco and Lamar Jackson to meet up again, says DraftKings Nation. Temperature will be around 80 degrees, light winds, 5 miles an hour, no precipitation. Oh, Lamar is going to kill these boys. Man, he's going to come out there on the franchise tag and just run up the score. I can't wait. Colts Texans, that one's going to be indoors. That's just, 100% chance of Texas going on in there. There's going to be
Coach is
some
trying to
yeehaws.
get it,
Ooh,
but I
I'm the
think
host.
there's two hosts right now, so or I don't think he can.
Oh, I don't see him.
Once, yeah, he's an audience member. You see how it says there's three of us, and at the top it says four people.
Yes.
Yep, that's Coach.
Coach is awake. All right, how do we get him in here? Can I log out and log back in as a guest? Perhaps? Turd hats? I cannot hear Chris.
Yeah, I didn't hear him either.
Okay, so I'm not crazy.
Just keep going, and I'm gonna work on it from in here.
This guy, all he does is solve problems that we create. I swear to God.
We need to get him a cape. He needs a cape.
It's like, you fucking guys, you're already screwing shit up at 7 a.m.? Are you serious?
Cape, crown. We could just go down the list, like belt, like what else we could have, like all of that.
Nobody,
All of that.
nobody you've heard of in this Colts Texans game is, well, oh, I take that back. Forgot, it's Shaquille Leonard now, not Darius Leonard. I have heard of that guy. He's not going to play. Back injury. That's not good for a playmaking, ball-hawking, stripping linebacker like himself. Texans, Reem Green, Mario Addison, didn't practice, not going to play. Love the Texans plus the touchdown. I didn't try very hard to talk Will into putting it on our contest card, though, because it is the Texans. The Colts haven't won in week 1 since 2014. Maybe they're due, maybe they're terrible. Eagles at Lions. This is, what, a 70% chance of industrial smog and partially murder. Partially
25
murder,
Mans.
I would say, yeah.
Scattered
Murder.
Man. Yeah, scattered murder.
It's Sunday, yeah. 70% chance of smog and scattered murder. That's what we'll go with in
Excellent.
Detroit. I might make people mad with my weather reports, but I think it might be a thing. Javon Hargrave, full participant. Miles Sanders, full participant. Wow, so Miles Sanders, these groin injuries. You know what? I'm starting to think the preseason groin injury, much like the salary cap, not fucking real. The Lions. Frank Ragnow, center, groin, limited participant, questionable. That might be a problem. I mean, they got just a lot of trenches guys, linebackers, defensive ends, centers, injured. Yep, love the Eagles. I don't love betting road favorites, but I feel like this is one of those games that it could be 24-10, and we're like, oh yeah, that's right. I mean, I got all hyped up, but they are still the Lions, after all.
Right. Exactly.
It'll be the team that can and will, man. Okay.
Got drunk on that Hard Knocks Kool-Aid.
That was a good season of Hard Knocks. A
I
top
really
three
enjoyed it.
season. I wonder how many there have been.
All right, so are you starting Chase Edmonds if you have him on your bench right now? Is that something that you're feeling with him being
Yeah, I
healthy?
would.
Yeah,
If they
absolutely, right? That changes
if
everything. I thought he
if they say he's a full participant, I would pay attention to pregame warm-ups. Make sure nobody says something like, "Oh, he came out and he was stepping gingerly" or whatever. But if you see Ian Rappaport or somebody say, "Yeah, he came out for warm-ups, he looks good," yeah, absolutely. That might be a sneaky DFS play, depending on how many people are afraid to play him. You know, you definitely got to strap on a pair to start Chase Edmonds. But I would, because you took him in. I mean, I don't know. We missed out on him, so I don't know what. But you took him in a spot where you would start a flex player possibly to draft
I
him.
took him in the ninth in one of my drafts, and I got him in the 11th and an under.
Yeah, yeah, that's great value for
So now
Chase
I'm like,
Edmonds,
hey, I
especially
could
for
throw him in
Kelsey.
the flex if I get in a jam.
Yeah,
That's nice.
yeah,
That's like our Daryl Henderson pick for the trenches. That was, I mean, sitting
that was
right.
looking good, dude. He had a
Like
terrible game and he still had 13 points.
I know you can just slide him up whenever we need to.
Yup. That's a nice option to have. Raiders Chargers. Divine Diablo. Wow, what a fucking name. Divine Diablo. Deablo. Deblo, I guess? Yeah. Divine Deblo. Still badass name. For a linebacker, that's fantastic. That's like Pat Angerer. Donald Parham, hamstring, did not participate. Damn it. I want Donald Parham to succeed. Isaiah Spiller, full participant. Interesting. People were taking Roundtree, I think, in drafts because they were worried about Isaiah Spiller. J.C. Jackson did not participate, not going to play. He's got a whole situation with the ankle. Drew Tranquil back, limited participant. Yeah, yeah. The more I look at this game, the more I like the Raiders. Actually, I mean the Chargers are technically at home, but what does that mean for the Chargers? They don't really have home field advantage against anyone. There's actually a slight chance for showers, but 25%. They won't be sustained. If any do pop up, temperatures will be in the low 80s, winds around 10. You know, beautiful football weather for California, I guess. But I stepped outside this morning. It was about 50 something degrees. It's beautiful.
And rainy is.
I love fall weather. What else we got? Chiefs Cardinals. That's going to be fun. One of the higher totals of the week. I think it's like 53, 53 and a half. We're going to see who Patrick Mahomes is going to be throwing the ball to. That's going to be fun. Everybody full participant. Frank Clark, Juju. Oh, that's fantastic. Cardinals, Zach Ertz. Limited participant, questionable. I don't think he's going to play. Other than that, Rondale Moore, out. They have declared him out. So, if people in your fantasy league drop Rondale Moore, you might just want to pick him up, stick him in the IR spot, and hang on to him there. Because I've heard from people close to, I don't know, that nerd on NFL Network, Peter Schrager. He's way in with Cliff Kingsbury. That's exactly his kind of dudes. And he says Rondale Moore's going to be a thing. He's basically staking his reputation on it. So, I believe that. He's kind of cheesy, but he does know football. Oh, Lazard. Did we do the Packer game already? I mean, this is like take 3, so I don't remember. Yeah, we started with the Packers Vikings.
Oh yeah, Bakhtiari's out, you said.
Bakatari, Takatari, Takamiari, Teriyaki. Who knows? I mean, it's to the point where I'm forgetting his name. The man hasn't played in so long. Giants at Titans. We have another good chance for rain in Nashville with an 80% chance of thunderstorms. Temperatures will be in the low 80s, wind very. Boy, that's Derrick Henry weather right out of the gate. 80% chance of thunderstorms. And they're playing the Giants? That could be a lot of running in there. I wonder what the. Let's see what the totals are for carries for those two young men. If that's a thing, rushing carries. Boom. I love betting carries because
Teach
you don't
me.
even need them to do anything. You just need them to get the ball handed to them. That's all that has to happen. That's a carry. That counts. You can lose yards, doesn't matter. What am I looking for here?
That sounds like fun.
Saints. Oh no, they're too cowardly to let us bet the Giants game. They're not going to let us do. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, Derrick Henry to get. So you'd need to bet 25 carries to get plus 110. 24 is minus 102. What if I? Oh wow, Saquon is low. Saquon only has to get 16 carries to pay plus 108. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna build a player prop parlay right here. We're gonna go Saquon. Ah, 17? No, 16. 16's good. And then Derrick Henry, thunderstorm situation, 27 carries for Derrick Henry. We're going to scroll up. We're going to go to rushing yards. What do we think? I think Henry's rushing yards are probably going to be too astronomical to really be profitable. Yeah, you got to go over 108 to get plus odds. So let's go 57 for Barkley. No, 67. This is where I fuck myself right here. I get greedy with the yards. 67 for Saquon and only 98 for Derrick Henry. That's all we need. Don't even need 100. And that will pay 13.5 to 1. I like that. 5 times that. 72.50. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I don't even need any touchdowns. Not placed yet. Please review. Close. What's your problem? Did you change the odds on one of these things? You're upsetting me. I may have just bet it twice. We'll find out. Confirm.
You'll have to keep us posted.
And it's okay if I did because I won $35 on an Albert Pujols home run last night.
You're
So
welcome.
I'm okay. Angela said to us in the group chat, I predict Albert Pujols hits another home run tonight. Said to myself, the season is winding down. That is bound to happen. He only needs 5 more. And Angela has a feeling. And she was talking about Mercury and retrograde and all this astronomical shit, astrological shit. I said maybe she's got some kind of thing tapped into the universe. You know what I mean? And lo and behold, I get a
He was just
notification
due.
on my phone.
Right, and you sent your little screenshot. Like I think it was probably like 3 minutes later. Boom,
Yep.
gone. Like okay
Yep.
then.
I said, well, this needs to happen immediately. What a time to be alive.
You
You
can't
can
hold me
go from
responsible when that stuff doesn't pan out, though. I'm just telling you.
Angela has a hunch to the bet is placed in mere minutes.
Right. You can
All
go
right.
from 0 to degenerate in 4.5 seconds.
Exactly. Saquon Barkley, 67. You know what? I think that bet not going in. What it was the gambling gods saying, Eric, what are you doing? Why are you not adding Saquon Barkley receiving yards? Wow, that's a great point. You should do that.
So nice when
So
the universe
carries,
looks out for you.
yes. 25. No, not 20. Yeah, 25 will go. No, thunderstorm. 27. Barkley 16. 15 even because we're going to add rushing yards or receiving yards. Now, scroll down once more. Tennessee Titans.
Hello?
Hey, is that you, Coach? I'm just building a degenerate prop here. 60 receiving yards. 60 receiving yards for Saquon Barkley pays $4.55. You know what? I'm just going to go 50. I'm not going to get crazy with it.
Can you guys hear me?
I can.
You're a little quiet.
Listen to this, Coach. You tell me how this doesn't happen. Okay. It's going to be an 80% chance of thunderstorms down in Tennessee. So we got Derrick Henry, 27 carries, 98 rushing yards. Saquon Barkley, 15 carries, 67 rushing yards, and 50 receiving yards. That is 43 to 1. I mean, I can't afford not to bet that. $220 on $5? Yes, please. Oh, I love football. Yeah, I was just thanking Angela for her Albert Pujols call last night, which enables me to throw $5 into the wind in such a way as this.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're just looking at injury reports, weather reports,
Coach, do you wanna
talking
see my
about
new
stuff.
hair?
Coach,
What are you up to?
Coach, will you turn your mic up a little bit, please?
Yeah.
I'm going to freak him out when he looks up.
Oh my God.
That's a full blast, bro.
Some full blast.
Hello, 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 hello. Better? Worse?
Yeah.
Same?
You see my new hat?
I could hurry you.
Coach,
Yeah,
you like
that's
it?
rough, right?
That's the most hideous thing I've ever seen
Oh,
this
yeah.
morning.
She had,
That
dare I
is
say,
something.
too much energy this morning.
Wow. I got to be honest with you. That game is going to be a really fun one to watch. I think both sides of that is really interesting. I've been thinking about that one a lot this weekend. And
No David Bakhtiari, no Elton Jenkins.
the first week of the season is so tough, man, because you don't want to get Nebraska or you don't want to get come in and find out that something you thought was really great is a dud. Or West Virginia, for example, or any of the 14 or 15 that happened yesterday. The first week is just got to tread lightly. Or just jump in. Either way.
Yeah.
Either
way.
just get madness with it. Start throwing money in the wind. Chasing dollar bills.
Yeah.
Love that.
Exactly. World War III could be at the doorstep. It's time to make
go
some
big.
wagers.
There is no tomorrow. All chips to the center, baby.
All just, yeah. Week 1. I think there's 11 home underdogs this week. Crazy things are going to happen.
Hey, listen, I do want to talk about that. There is a lot of home underdogs this week. I was trying to pull, but I haven't done a very good job. I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not moving very fast this morning. My brain is not thinking very fast this morning.
Yeah, that'll happen.
What is the line on Green Bay and
Packers
the
minus
two
1.5.
games that are really interesting to me is
It was a pick 'em
Green
last
Bay-
night.
Oh,
It was
really?
a pick 'em when I went to bed.
Oh, wow.
Green Bay and the Vikes, a pick 'em. That's a great bet. And where's it at? Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
God.
It's Minnesota. It'd be Green Bay minus 3.5.
Well, that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say is, man.
But let me look and see if the line's moved. I can pull it up really quick here,
yeah,
guys.
see if it's moved any, because
So
I mean-
last night, when we got Cleveland at a pick 'em. I took them when I put my parlay and put my spread picks in last night. I got Cleveland plus a point. That's whenever I
wonder
looked
if we
down and
can-
saw
you
Green
guys
Bay
are
at
on
pick 'em.
Cleveland. You're on Cleveland. That was my other game that I was gonna.
Now
about to
Green
talk
Bay's
about.
plus 1.5, so they moved that line
Wow.
from last
Oh,
night.
wow.
Hey, we shut that.
Now it's
Dude,
plus
I'm-
1.5.
Yeah,
No, I'm gonna
teasing
bet that.
I'm teasing the Packers because that's exactly what they want us to do. but that's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do.
So I'm gonna give the
Packers.
book exactly what they want. You want it week 1, bitch? We'll give it to you. Week 2, you'll change your tune because we're
Oh,
scudding the motherfucker this week.
Scudding the bug.
I'm gonna I'm gonna tease the Arizona Kansas City total down to 48, and the Packers up to 7.5, and then what?
Packers
Bring
at
the
seven and a
Ravens down to
half.
minus
What?
one? No, I don't want to jinx the Ravens like that. I'm gonna go Steelers plus
Hey, while you're doing this,
13.
Eric, will you explain a little bit what the teaser is and what you're talking?
Yes. What I'm doing is, well, I usually only pick three. What you do is you pick multiple games, and you can adjust the spread by 6 points. You can select 5 or 7 sometimes also, but you're getting those points in your favor. So now that it's Packers plus 1.5, that allows me to do is make that Packers plus 7.5, which gives me a full touchdown. And then the Chiefs game, which is a very popular over, but it is Chiefs Cardinals on turf. That totals 54. I could bring that down to 48. And I mean, Mahomes in week one, Kyler Murray, they're likely going to get to 48. And then the Steelers Bengals, a divisional grudge match. I mean, if I could make the Steelers plus 13,
So when you're saying I can make
that's fantastic.
Steelers plus 13, or I can move the over and under on points, does that mean
Hmm.
that you're also moving the odds of the bet or the payout of the bet?
No, no matter what, in a teaser situation like right now, I have 3 teams selected, so it'll give you a couple options. You can add 10 points, and you will have minus 120 odds on that. So all these would have to hit Packers plus 11.5, over 44 in the Chiefs game, and Steelers plus 17. What you would be laying minus 120 for that, or you can get 6 point teaser, and then it'd pay plus 150, and that would just add
So
6 points to those.
so there's the catch 22. We can go in there and add a bunch of points and win every one, but we get horrible odds.
Yeah, the more points you add, the worse the odds get for you.
That
And
was
that's
for
why
the
they say you're
layman.
only
For
teasing
the
yourself.
That was for the layman there. I just because when you say teasers, it can get confusing to like my dad.
Yeah,
He's like, I don't know what that is.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I mean that's
So
minus 130. That's crazy.
give me your top three. Give me your top three today because, I mean, I'll tell you my top three games real quick. Green Bay. I'm really excited about the Browns and Baker bash, and I'm trying to look through here. The other one that really looks interesting to me that I really like is I mean we can go with the grudge match city with Seattle and Denver, or
That one's gonna
I'm
be fun.
also kind of flirting with the Chargers in Vegas late to
Yeah,
really just finish off just really nuke the book hard right there at the end.
I could see myself hammering the Raiders at the end of the day.
What
Just
is the
to,
line on that one? Chargers and Raiders. It's because it's at Vegas, right? No, it's
Yep, it's
Los
Chargers
Angeles.
minus 3.5. Yeah, they're technically at home, but that place is gonna be
I,
full of Raiders fans.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, man.
And the injury report for the Chargers is Donald Parham, Isaiah Spiller. They say is a full participant. J.C. Jackson, cornerback, not going to play. So I don't know who they think is going to cover Devontae Adams.
Chris,
And Drew Tranquil.
our consistent pick yesterday, what we put in for our 5 was Cleveland plus 1, Atlanta. No,
You
we
guys
didn't
are
take
on
Atlanta, did
Cleveland.
we?
I did hear
Absolutely.
that. Right. Why are
Yeah,
you on
because
Cleveland?
I'll tell you why. Because if you put the Cleveland Browns next to the Carolina Panthers, the Cleveland Browns are a better football team. And I know that Baker's gonna drink the vodka and be hyper, and maybe CMC makes it all game, maybe he doesn't. I don't know, but I'll tell you what he does got to get around is that fucking line, that defense, and they're vicious. And that's a
They are
good
that.
football team over there.
But
And
how are they gonna
if Jacoby just comes out and doesn't fumble, you could put Case Keenum. You might be able to put Coach Cunningham back there. Just don't fumble the football.
I don't agree with your assessment. I don't agree with it.
You think Carolina's a better football team than Cleveland Browns?
I'll
Go
be back in a
position by
minute.
position. We did
I'm
yesterday.
not-
We broke it down.
I'm not ready to walk out on that plank. I mean, I don't know at 8:35 in the morning if you step out on that ledge, but I can tell you this: I that rule versus the guy on the other sidelines, and I do like the revenge factor in week 1, which I think is undersold and underplayed. I mean that, I see Baker putting the team on his back and doing great Baker things, and I've seen him when he does that, and when he has that attitude and he's at his best. I think this is a game that's for a long time, not just with him, but I think the organization gets behind him, and I just think we see a different a different Panther team than you'll see going down the stretch. I mean, it's week 1, anything can happen. I just find it hard to believe that that the turmoil that the Browns are all about right now doesn't somehow spill over. I mean, I know we're talking about a lot of X factors, but because
Matt Rule is really good with the Big 12, Coach. He really was. Big 12 Coach of the Year. He's 10-23 in the league, and welcome to the NFL.
Yeah,
you're 10-23.
I get it.
That's
I
not
get
as
what you're
good.
saying.
We can put his record up against the Browns head coach. It's not close. I don't want to embarrass you here.
I'm
kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm still not changing my mind. I'll tell you that. I'm still not changing my mind. I still think he's a better coach. And I mean,
you are who your record says you are.
He hasn't had the success, but look what he's had to deal with. I mean, he's been Sam Darnold.
That's rough.
How you going to win with Sam Darnold? I mean, let's swap quarterbacks. I mean, one guy's had Sam Darnold and one guy's had Baker Mayfield. We can argue that all day long, and I will take you roll out all you want, because I mean, I think I can hand it right back to you with your pillar of success of the Browns. I mean, let's talk about the
Well, I'm not going to tell.
Gibraltar
I'm not
that is
saying
the-
either one are great, but I'm just saying that I think Cleveland stacks up pound for pound. They're more
a better
talented.
football team on. I get it, and anybody betting this line can make that argument and be successful at it. But at the end of the day, football's not won on paper, and I'm telling you, there's an X factor to this that is different than what is on paper, and I'm not prepared to jump on the Browns anything right now, because I think it's a sinking ship, and I think this is the first crack in the boat, and it's only going to get bigger for the rest of the season.
That's what past tells us. I mean, that's honest.
Yeah,
That's probably
that's exactly
happening.
right. History is on my side on that one. So
Yeah.
Eric, this game opened up, right? This game opened up Carolina minus 7 and then got beat all the way back, right?
I think it was 2.5 or 5.5. I think it was
5.5
5.5.
then.
Yeah.
And it got beat
When it
all the way
opened.
back.
see, I wished I'd have got in on the Carolina getting 7. Wow. That
It was
just sounds
Cleveland was getting 7. Carolina was giving up.
so it's
7.
gone the other way. It's
It's
pendulum
gone all the way back. The sharp money came in with Cleveland and said, no.
my God.
They
Yeah,
they said, look at the talent difference, is what
Yeah.
they said.
No, I get you. But the game is in
But-
Carolina, right?
Yep.
Oh, I
Yep.
love that.
If Baker and Rule win this game, that'll do a lot to clean up their reputation. For sure.
it'll do a whole lot.
That's a big deal. That would be a big deal for them.
Yeah, it'll
People will
be-
start
it'll
to
be a big
say,
deal.
"Look, Matt Rule turned
Until
every
week 2.
program around." It'll be like
It'll be a
everywhere
huge-
he was.
Well, it'll be a huge deal till week 2 or week 3, and then we find out who the Browns really are. I mean, the Browns are who you think they are. They're the Browns. I mean, I'll put my Nostradamus hat on now and tell you guys, this is a big spoiler. Week 4, you're going to be sitting here going, God, the Browns suck.
Oh no,
I'm gonna go-
We're not picking the Browns again. This was
I'm
just
just
for
saying,
this.
I'm
We
gonna
needed
tell
that
you how
one spread
great-
game.
I'm going
I
to
have
tell
a-
you how you played the Browns fight song for me week 1 and made me, wanted me to walk out on the plank and get on board with them going to the Super Bowl. That's going to
No.
happen
No.
week 4.
I want you to get on board with the parlay that we're going to win $8,000 today.
Okay. Listen.
Hey, if we're winning
I'm
8 grand,
not an
I'm in.
emotional gambler, but I do like emotions in this. How about that?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
it is
I'm
safer.
I'm going to keep betting against Baker till I win.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you right now, that guy burnt my tail. He burnt me so hard one day on a game not so long ago that it still hurts my wallet.
Yep.
He roughed me against the Steelers. Oh, and it makes me. I don't even like to think about it. It's like I don't know, like a summer love of my past.
Nope.
But I
Can't
can't
do
because I got to go to repeated doctor's visits now because of that. That's what Baker is for me.
And
It's wizardry.
Yep. Maybe
So
that's
yeah.
all Matt. Maybe that's all Matt Rule needed was the quarterback. You know, if he wins a few games, people say, "Look, he turned. Where was he?
Oh, it's-
ECU.
Listen,
Where the hell?
Baylor,
He went to
yeah.
Baylor.
He turned
There's
Baylor
no-
around from a rape program. I mean, these guys were in some real hot water morally and like winningly.
Well,
you
and
know?
And the job before that.
Yes.
I mean, you've never seen anybody more fickle than somebody who visits a or is an NFL fan. Your basic NFL fan gonna roll in, and week one if they win, oh man, we're all in. We're going in. I mean, college fans on steroids when it comes to pendulum swing of emotions. I mean, we're
Yeah.
firing coaches or we're going to the Super Bowl in the same breath in the same.
Whatever you do in
mean-
week one sticks with you most of the year.
Oh, it's going to stick with you. Yeah. No, it's going to stick with you because week 2 or week 3, if things aren't going so good, they go, "Oh, one. Remember when we, did this?" Oh, and I'm never going to let you guys forget it. I'll just tell you that. When I win today, I'm just going to tell you. This is going down. I'm going to write it down. Talk about the Browns and how I got the trumpets sounded for the Browns at 8:42 in the a.m. on this program. Week 1, we're hanging Browns jerseys.
Hey, Chris. Okay, I got Tampa Bay -2.5, Pittsburgh +7, Cleveland at +1, New England at +3.5 with Miami, and Baltimore -7.
Listen,
That's where we're rolling today so
I
far.
got my wife over here flirting with a plant-based diet. I got toilets broke. I got air conditioners going out. I got real-world problems over here. So,
I got real-world
I'm a little bit sidetracked, and I just need to get back on page here. So you're gonna have to refresh my memory, sir. What do you got there? You're rattling these off like I'm hitting on all cylinders.
Did
and
you
I'm
say
not.
a plant-based diet? Are you
No.
eating fucking insects now, Coach?
She's trying to plant-based diet me, and I'm. She's got me
He's just
eating.
used it
You're
as
about
a
to get
verb.
you're about to get your jaw jacked right there.
She's about to.
trying
She's
to
over here
plant-based
feeding me
diet
whole
me.
wheat peanut butter sandwiches, trying to tell me that it's going to be great, and telling me I'm drinking kale smoothies in the
Dude.
morning. I don't know. I got real world issues going.
I had a
I'm
girl.
gonna mail you a Twinkie to your work.
Yeah.
I'm mail you a Twinkie in a little box to your work. So
Oh my
you're
gosh,
welcome.
man! I'm already just going, man. I gotta figure out a way to derail
Watch out
this.
for the. Watch
haven't
out for the
seen it.
whole wheat lasagna noodles.
Haven't.
Those
I'm
will
gonna
be in
tell
your
you right
life.
now. I haven't seen a disaster like this since we were at the Blockbuster and she headed to the counter with Dirty Dancing Havana Nights, and I was like, I gotta get off the phone. I've got things going on.
I didn't even know that existed.
Okay, so what? Let's go back to the drawing board here. Give me your rundown again.
All right, I got Tampa Bay
Yeah.
-2.5.
Okay.
I got
Fighting
Tomlin
Tom
and
Brady.
Pittsburgh +7.
You got say that one again.
+7 versus Cincinnati.
Pitt.
Joe Burrow and the boys. Then the game that we talked about, the Cleveland game. You know that one.
Yep.
I got +1. Then I got New England against the Dolphins at +3.5. Then I
That's
took
in
Baltimore in Miami. I took Baltimore versus New York, and I'm eating 7 points on that game.
Against the GD Jets.
The GD Jets, brother.
Where's that at?
That's in New York.
That's in New York.
Oh.
It's going to be Ravens 47, Jets 13.
I am. Is the kid done? The mom.
The Mac
lover?
Jones. What? The mom
No,
lover. Is the
in
mom
fact-
lover.
He knows for sure that Joe Flacco's not going to be home between the hours of 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. today. So
That's a hot take. That's a hot
know,
take right there. So
he's
it
not
is
playing.
Flacco.
yeah,
Matter of fact, I'm the one that was the crowd on Flacco earlier this week, only to tell you that Baltimore deal looks really good.
and it's Flacco without his left tackle Dwayne Brown.
Oh, even better, even better.
So
7
there'll be some
seems like
exotic blitz
that
packages.
one may be the strongest play on the board, gentlemen.
It's my favorite,
Oh,
and that's a red flag.
yeah, yeah. That definitely is sounding the alarm.
Will
You know
didn't
what?
even have it on his list.
You know, Chris, I like that parlay. I like what you're doing there, except for that Cleveland game, man. It just is a beacon in the night, my man. I can't get on
You
board.
don't like
that
it,
with
do
you.
you? You really
No.
don't like that.
No.
I just, we really talked this out, huh? I mean, they're a better football team. Cleveland's just a better football team.
Okay. It's separate the emotion out of it. I mean, I understand.
But you know what? You're right. Baker and CMC could have
I'm not going
fucking
against that.
tonsil box and they're best buddies, and here we go, and it's
He's
over.
a different dude when he has.
He is
this
a different
attitude.
guy if he's healthy. You're right. He is.
Week 1, he doesn't get any more healthy. He got
but,
traded.
but maybe his 100% healthy is everybody else's 40%. Like how?
No.
Well, we're gonna
I'm
see.
going to tell
We're
you
gonna
right
see.
now, there's a good chance the bus gets keyed on their way out if Baker does what I think he's going to do.
Oh, yeah. No, that's right.
There could be a Carrie Underwood song written about this game.
Oh
About
my
this
God.
Jacksonville and Washington. That is so interesting to me.
How many yards do you think Baker can throw for today? Pissed off. 290.
Infinity yards. That's how many. Infinity yards.
That's a lot of yards.
Okay, we'll go
just
301.
just bet the infinity sign and call it good.
How come I can't name a fucking Carolina receiver?
You will after today, my
DJ
friend.
Moore?
You will after today. It doesn't matter. They're getting them from the grocery store. I'm telling you, I'm going to be on the right side of this. Baker's not going to do this to me twice. He's not going to get me out on this deal and just cut the plane and watch me sink. He did it to me last
Okay,
time. He will
so-
not do it to me again.
Baker Mayfield over 300 yards, over 2.5 passing touchdowns is 18 to 1.
Over
Oh.
300, 2.5. That's 3 touchdowns and 300 yards.
300 is stout number, my man.
That's
a
a stout
big
number on week 1 for any.
Yeah,
Let's bump that down.
I might be on board the 2 touchdowns.
Tell me
CMC
this, Chris.
CMC's going to have at least 1.75
Do you like
if he doesn't get hurt.
Do you like the pass against Cleveland or do you like the run against Cleveland? Are we running or are we passing if we're Baker against Cleveland? With and we all know that defensive line. Has that changed? Is that still Miles and Garrett and all those boys?
Yeah, it's still
Eric?
same cats. Same cats.
Yeah. They lost Larry Ogunjobi, I believe.
Yeah.
But they've got a strong front seven. Baker, 3 touchdowns, 261 yards is plus 950.
That's a lot too.
Plus 950.
Yep. What if they
I-
made it 2
I
touchdowns
don't
and
hate that.
261 yards? Like, that's...
All right. Give me 2 minutes here to get a cup of coffee, regroup. You guys have got me in a tizzy. I've got to go in here and see what kind of substitute my wife's trying to burn, and I'll be right back. Give me a
All
second.
right. Let's
Hey,
see.
if your
Baker-
breakfast came from a seed, you better fucking bring it back here.
Dude, listen. Baker Mayfield, 261 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns, plus 340. That's great.
That's a great odds, Eric. God,
I
you're
mean,
prop.
I
You are
wanna-
prop bet finding in the weeds. You're in the forest. You're like a mushroom hunter, right? Like
yeah,
everybody
that's what I
goes
do.
mushroom hunting. Every once in a while, you bring something back. Eric brings back the garbage bag. Like, don't worry, boys, I got them all already.
Yeah, I got it. Got it figured out. I
And
get in there, put
that's
the
who he
miner's
is
helmet
with
on
prop.
there. Yep. I find those fun ones. They can't keep up with them. There's too many props, so there's going to be opportunities there. How does he not throw for 261 and 2? I mean, I really want to bump it up to 3 touchdowns to make it plus 950. think I'll do both.
What's it at the other one? At the 2 touchdowns? But
2 touchdowns,
350?
261 yards is plus 340.
340. Still
We're
great
gonna
odds.
do that. We're gonna bet
Where do you
that.
find this? What
Let's
site
keep
do you
it
use,
simple.
Eric, for your prop betting if guys want to follow along in?
I'm on my bookie. That is where I get.
That's where
All
you do
the
your
odds.
prop betting?
Yeah, my bookie and Bovada both have the same prop builder tool, so the odds are going to be the same on both sites. We also have a sleeper squad. You know what?
Do you
I'm gonna
use that?
tweet
That's over
out.
and under?
Yep. That's just over.
So
and
that's a
under
little
plays
different?
on individual players. Yeah, this is more custom building it. You can select how many touchdowns, how many yards, whatever you want. Whereas on the sleeper over under game, they just give you a number and you have to pick over or under that. Which we had a 4 out of 5 on Thursday night football. We almost missed it by a half yard. But Allen Robinson, I mean, can we start him next week? Or do we have to see him perform before we can start him? Holy shit. Everybody in the world was expecting. I didn't see many people talking about, oh no, I don't see it. Most people were saying, yeah, all he needed was the quarterback. The only real concern was Stafford's elbow there at the last second, and that's why he fell to us in the 6th round. All right. I'm going to tweet the Sleeper Squad link out from our tweeter. Nope, I did
There's
that
some
from
real
my
burners
tweeter.
today, gentlemen. Now I got a little.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be fun,
Guys are
dude.
getting a
It's
little
going to
bit
be
wider.
a fun day. Sit on the couch, get your plant
Good gravy,
popcorn,
man.
and let's go.
Yeah, I might get some
Get
kale
your
chips
plant-based
and
popcorn out.
Yes.
man, I really like that Tampa Bay in 2.5. Although, let's talk about this for a second. The big elephant in the room is Brady went ahead and took a hiatus to do, and so he was gone for a while. Do you think he misses a beat? You think there's anything? Which, by the way, how about Diaz last night? Wow.
Hey, I didn't get to see the fight. Can you
all
give me a rundown? Tony
Di-
Ferguson?
Diaz submission, I think, to the first is what my son was telling me. I didn't buy it, but because
I
I'm
didn't either
cheap and I'm
because
paying
Tony
for toilets
Ferguson was
over
late. Tony Ferguson was that was a late deal, wasn't it? That was a late
here. Yeah,
scratch
they
on somebody
swapped
that got.
him. He was
He got
supposed to
scared.
fight
Did you see that guy
Chimaev
flinch? Yeah, he got scared.
Hey,
He did not want
the
any
Chim-
part of Nate Diaz.
The Chimenez deal, he missed weight, and he's supposed to be the next big thing. And he came in at like 8 pounds over, so Dana swapped the whole main event up and put Ferguson and Diaz together, and then moved Chimenev to the Holland guy or whatever, and that guy submitted him in round 1. I mean, I think we were looking at it last night online, and the guy landed 1 strike before he got submitted.
Ooh.
The Chimenev
I
guy
saw-
is the real deal. He is the
Is
next.
he the
big-
next?
Yes, but I don't understand how he's 8 pounds over. Wasn't even close.
What
How
the
do you
That's
miss
not
fuck?
even
weight
close.
like that?
Was
I
he-
mean, that's
was he
intentionally blowing it.
Was he weighing in metrically, like on the metric system? Is that there? I don't know.
Well, I can tell
Hey,
you when he weighed
that-
in. Some
Nate
guys
Diaz
that
said
miss
it.
weight,
Nate Diaz
Go
said
ahead.
he's scared to fight him.
I don't know about that, but I'll tell you this: a guy.
Did you
when
see
guys
Nate
miss-
Diaz fucking? Nate Diaz fucking flinched on that guy. He threw his soda. He freaked out. It was weird.
Yeah.
Cardinals tight end Zach Ertz, who's listed as questionable for Sunday with a calf injury, is likely to play.
Oh,
Interesting.
it's week 1. It's week 1. I'm gonna lose
He's
my
an old
shit
guy.
here on this.
He's an
This-
old
this-
guy, though.
Me having to comb the damn injury report in week 1.
It is
Screw you,
preposterous.
NFL, for playing with. Doing
Dude,
it
look at the
deliberate,
Patriots.
and I hate
Look at
it.
look at the Patriots injury report. Everybody's questionable.
That's
It's
because of effing
preposterous.
Belichick. They let him do it every week. He just runs on through there. Oh, cleaning guy, you got a hurt wrist? We'll throw you on the injury report. Everybody. He does it
You know what
every
I-
week.
You know what I heard this sneaky fuck is doing? The reason he hasn't labeled Matt Patricia or Joe Judge as coordinators or anything is
So he doesn't
so
have
that
to
they
pay 'em?
can they can still keep getting paid from the Giants and the Lions. Yeah.
You know what?
way.
That makes perfect sense. That
Because
is
he
a
makes
very
them a coordinator,
Belichick
they
thing to
won't
do.
they won't qualify for whatever lease money they have.
Hey, I love
don't know.
that.
That's a John
I
question.
kind of like that about him.
Yeah,
So,
if you make a
Screw
rule,
you,
he'll
Goodell.
find a way to use it against you.
yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Exactly.
I love it.
Hey
Bill
man,
Belichick sticking it to
so
the
back to
man.
business here. I like that. I mean, I'm concerned about seeing, the greatest quarterback of all time have a little rust on him. Because Tampa Bay is good. They're a well-oiled machine, but
They've
let's.
lost a lot on that offensive line already too.
And I think it's always a good time to capitalize on the high of the hierarchy of the star heads because they're in full force right now. I mean, they're winning it all. It's going to be the greatest season ever. I heard someone actually had the sense to type in on a social media platform yesterday that Elliott was going to return to his form and it was going to be great.
Oh
And
no,
I
they
was
shouldn't
like,
do that to
oh,
themselves.
screenshot. Let me go ahead and capture this moment in time. Replay that one. But, yeah, I don't think that's going to be a great game. You want to talk about two teams on paper that don't stack up, sir, since you're doing all kinds of reading, writing, and arithmetics over there with your paper. Get those out and stack those team up, sir. Tampa Bay and the Starheads. That's a
The
unequal
Starheads.
scale. That's the unequal proportion.
So can I want to just say, when you were talking about Brady before, and it just triggered something in my brain about how he's been teasing online with Gronk about a phoenix rising from the ashes, and that shouldn't he rise from his ashes, and isn't he a phoenix? And so I just want to put that back out on radar because one of my bold predictions was that Gronk was going to come back, and he's teasing him to do that. So I just want us to remember that that's likely going to happen. And
Hey,
so
that's the most Gronk thing to do is to wait in and then show up for the party. I mean, that is a
100%.
that is a Gronk deal if I've ever
And then
seen
go
it.
get hammered on the boat.
Yeah,
right.
I'm coming out of retirement to make the big run with my boy. That way, I don't have to be beat up all week. I don't have to do things. I love it. Yeah, you're right. So Tampa Bay minus 2.5. That
Is
seems
there a
pretty
player
good.
is Gronk the type of player, Chris, as a coach, that could just step on a team with Brady and be fine? He
I
doesn't need
mean,
training camp. He doesn't need all summer. He doesn't need OTAs.
well, I don't. I think that you can line set and somebody has to respect him, so it brings value. I mean, you line him up as a tight end inside the 20 in the red zone, cover that cat, and
And it
it
can't be
doesn't
a
take
linebacker.
much. It doesn't take much to run. You know, you don't have to. You don't have to be a million when you got the speed and the size naturally to run a route inside the goal line. I mean, somebody's got to be accountable there, and that's what
And
makes
when
him
you
a.
know your quarterback, like when it's Tom, they played together their entire career. It's probably like riding a bike, right?
Well, he said it. He said it. I don't learn I don't read the playbooks. I don't learn the routes. I run what Tom tells
Yeah.
me to run, and that's how that works.
Oh,
Hey, he gets in the
okay,
huddle
yeah.
and he goes, "Hey, you're gonna run
Run
a
a
slant
12
and go
yard
here.
out. Yeah.
You run this. I'm gonna hit you on. It's Sandlot,
Love it.
and it works for those guys.
Well, that's
I mean,
really hard to scheme for, then, Chris, isn't it?
Oh, it's stupid hard. I mean, that guy is
Because that's just backyard football, right,
Yeah,
Eric?
that-
Like Brett Favre did that shit.
Nothing you see on tape is going to help you.
No,
and
they got the
Yeah.
stick and the grass. They're like, okay, you go this way and then that way.
and I mean, let's be honest. I think his days of 150 yard, 10, 10, 10, 8, 10, 12 catch games are over. I think those are behind him. But
But what if
see,
you?
It
what
even
if,
itches you. See, we
I know,
figured
right?
it out.
Fuck those
Be on
guys.
you, doesn't it? It's not a good look. You need to
Uh-huh.
move on.
You know
we'll
what?
get you some cheese over there.
All right.
F
Speaking
you.
of
It's
hats,
going back on.
I got to take the
Wait.
headphones off and put the chef's hat on. I got to make this girl some eggs and toast. So
Oh yeah.
I'm going to punch out. You guys keep talking football as long as you want.
Hey,
Sound good?
man, good to
Perfect.
see you guys. Good to see you. I'll see you. What,
Oh,
we're gonna do
we're
this again
back.
Tonight,
And
Yeah,
we're
tonight.
back.
Eric, right?
Yep, tonight 7
Tonight.
p.m. 7 or 7:30.
Central
After the
Standard.
late games. After the
Hey,
late
what did
games,
John
we'll
have
be
to
firing
allow?
up.
What did big burner this week? He have one?
He
Is he
had
sitting on a
Texas.
golden egg?
He
Do
had
what?
Texas
He
over
had
Alabama
Texas
yesterday.
with the
Nice.
points, and he won that.
Hey, look at him. Look at him go.
Yeah, he had that right.
Hey, anytime that everybody gets on one side, and Vegas really loves that.
You know, I really tried, Chris, to bet it like that with the Bills, and I got burned
Yeah,
because everybody was on the Bills. So I took the Rams in the under.
yeah, and it didn't work. See, I would have
No,
trapped too because, gosh, everybody is.
it was
so
a $5
honey-
bet though. I wasn't sure either.
Yeah.
But I did crush a $20 3 interception night for Stafford, over 2.5 interceptions, and he did that for me. So that was a nice payout.
Big man.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. I'm looking at this parlay that you put together.
yeah.
There's 3 of them I love, 2 of them I don't.
Okay, tell me about it.
Cleveland and
Oh, yeah, we're
Carolina.
well aware now.
We got to get away from that. But this Pittsburgh plus 7 is Pittsburgh's getting 7. Are they at
Yep.
home?
Yep.
That one scares me a little too, and here's why. I just am not convinced that Pittsburgh's going to be not one-dimensional. I think that after about the first
Oh,
quarter,
Tomlin made Travinsky a captain, bro. He must be throwing for 600. This is a different Travinsky. This was fucking Nagy's issue. This wasn't a Travinsky issue now. This is Tomlin's made him great. Okay? So get out your oils. Start pulling them all over your head.
and started
The
anointing
steel
this
curtain's
guy early,
back.
and is the MVP candidate. Okay.
I don't know. I like getting 7 in week 1 with a Tomlin team. I know it's not the same Tomlin team, but it's still a Tomlin team.
We've really put some banner material out there this week on this show right here in particular with the MVP for Trubisky. We're handing that out, and we're all over the greatness that is Cleveland. I'm gonna go and write those down to remember both of those. Trubisky, MVP, and Browns winning it all. I think it's going to take about a quarter for people to realize that Pittsburgh runs the ball. That's all they're going to do. Or maybe it takes to figure out that is who they are. Because I don't think Trubisky is going to be able to be any different than Mason Rudolph or even a beat-up Ben. I just don't think they're a good football team. They're still going to play defense and run the ball, which will keep them in games. But I at that level, I just don't see it. What do you think, Angela? Who do you like
think
today?
I almost lost my shit right now when you said Trubisky and MVP in the same breath.
Yeah, no, I got it written down here. We will
I
be
wasn't drinking
revisiting
coffee.
that.
If I was, I just spit it out.
I wish John was here to see his face when Chris just said that.
I didn't say MVP.
Oh, you did. You said them in the
No,
same
I
sentence,
said-
and
I
I
said
put them
this
together
week-
on this paper right
This
here.
week getting 7. I like that. At home. Any Tomlin
I'm just
team.
putting words in your mouth.
I have a hard time putting any U.S. currency on anything to do with a Trubisky. I don't think I'd buy something from a Trubisky deal.
Tomlin's stopping violence in streets, bro. I mean, this guy's the real deal.
I love Tomlin. I love the Steelers brand of football. Play defense, and I think that's what they're going to have to. I think it's going to take a half for them to realize that is who we are this season. We're going to have to line up in double tight and our guys on your guys, and we're going to run it off tackle and try to stop it, and we're going to try to get 4 yards a pop. And I think that people in Pittsburgh will embrace that. Or the rest of
Right.
the world will look at it as for what it is. And you'll go 500 probably.
Right.
I mean, you're going to beat half the teams because a lot of people don't do that, and you'll just fight them up front. But
I gotta head out, guys. I'll talk to you later. Happy
hey, see
football.
ya. All right.
Go Vikings.
Well,
Go, Pat, go.
it's going to be a good one.